Hello, divine souls of earth, and welcome to today's reading. Today we are going to be discussing the full moon in Sagittarius, also known as the strawberry moon. It's the last moon of spring and the first moon of summer. So right now, one of the reasons it's called the strawberry moon is because you're able to, at this time anyways, see some of the ripeness of the first fruits of the first seeds that we planted in the early spring. So that's why we have 3 seed packets here, and these are going to be the signifiers of each pile that you choose or that you have to choose from today. So we have the French marigold, the bread seed poppy, and the calendula pot marigold. So I will leave you here with some time. Today we're using this opportunity to understand what we're releasing and what we're manifesting under this full moon, so you can use it towards your full moon ritual if you have one. And if you don't have one specifically, at the end of this video I will offer a sort of releasing ritual that you can partake in and a manifest ritual. So if you are interested, at the end of your reading, go to the timestamps in the description box below and check out the releasing ritual timestamp and the manifesting ritual if you again are interested. So with that being said, I'll leave you here with the piles, and take your time, take a deep breath, tune into the collective energy, and call on your guides to guide you to the pile that has the messages for you. I will see you in your reading. Okay, hello pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. You picked the French marigolds, the wonderful red flower, and I'm really excited to get into your reading today. Again, we're going to be discovering what you are releasing, what the moon suggests you should release, and also what it suggests you should manifest under this full moon. So yeah, we're just going to get right into pulling cards, and then we'll discuss them after. So what should pile 1 start releasing? Thank you. And what should they manifest? I'm seeing this one. Thank you. What should pile 1 release under this full moon? And what should pile 1 manifest? Thank you. What should pile 1 release under this full moon? Thank you. What should pile 1 be manifesting under this full moon? Thank you. And we're just going to do a few tarot cards to go along with. So what should pile 1 be releasing? Thank you. And what should they be manifesting? Thank you. Okay, so let's get into what you will be releasing first. Go from the big ones. We have barriers. Awesome. So you're releasing barriers, the things that are obstructing you from reaching your healing, and reaching your connectivity even with your magic and your desires. We see fantasy here. We have the full moon again obviously represented, so this is a really strong message to you guys of when you go to do your releasing ritual, make sure you put some emphasis on the barriers that you're either aware of or unaware of, but really sitting with what these barriers might be. And we might figure out in the tarot cards too what those barriers could possibly be. We have flying, okay? Arise and see a higher point of view. Interesting. And we also have fear that the light will bring judgment. Okay, so very interesting, guys. Pile number 1, one of the things that you will be that you should look forward to releasing under this full moon is the fear of judgment, thinking that once you commit to your spiritual practice that there will be so many things that you have to face about yourself that will bring judgment. But the moon is here telling you that self-forgiveness is more powerful than any judgment that could ever reach you, okay? All of these eyes are really just your perception of others judging you, and instead of fearing the light, engaging with the light and understanding the light comes to your life in order to offer healing, and that in turn means that you have peace and a safe space to be okay with the self, no matter what your past looks like, no matter what actions you've committed out of hurt, out of lacking the resources to make better ones. Either way, these barriers that are keeping you from really getting connected to your divinity and to your spiritual self are going to be released under this full moon for you, okay? And also flying, we're hearing, I'm hearing personally a fear of heights. So if you have a fear of heights, maybe you can release that under the full moon. But also fearing the ability to be grand, to be as magical as a house dragon, okay? Like fearing the emphasis on the grandness of your magic, letting that go, letting it go to the universe and surrendering it to release will help you overcome these barriers. Let's get into the tarot cards. Okay, so your tarot cards say Two of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and Ace of Cups. So, what you're releasing, first of all, with the Two of Pentacles is indecision. Your habit of going back and forth and not trusting yourself, that not only, first of all, that you are divinely guided and you cannot make a wrong decision, but two, that your ability to make decisions is not strong. You're releasing that idea. The barriers or the beliefs that uphold that mentality for you is what you're releasing. Trusting your ability to make decisions, to walk forward, even if you were in the dark, you are able to step forward and know that no matter where you step, as long as you step with your heart and mind, you're going towards what you desire and what you deserve, okay? And again, on either side here, we have a snake and a flower with a little bird. And it's just kind of understanding, it seems like in your life you have two handfuls of the way you've been living your life and the way you desire to live your life. And it's sort of letting one go, letting one fall away so that you may decide which one you choose to live by. Is it what you've been told, what you've been fed over the years, or is it what you desire and what you intuitively are drawn to? Again, trusting that your fantasy, your daydreams, even the science fiction of your life is sort of a hint at the magic that is present in your life and in this universe, kind of committing to the idea that there's an emphasis on energy, okay? There's things that you can't exactly see, and that's why we can't exactly trust the judgment of these eyes, is because they go off of the 3D realm. You have always been in tune with the realms higher above that, and that's why you have such a strong connection to fantasy here. But again, understanding you're letting the logic fall away and leaning more into intuition. So releasing logic, or logic that keeps you locked in indecision. That's one of the things you're releasing along with those barriers. And then also, I'm hearing with the Queen of Pentacles that you are releasing your sense of vanity, or the idea that makes you judge yourself physically, okay? So any beauty standards or barriers you have with your raw, natural self, and what you do to hide pieces of yourself or morph pieces of yourself out of self-judgment, okay? And again, surrendering to divinity and leaning into the more spiritual aspects of life, you start to have a new appreciation for your body as it is, and understanding too that your physical body doesn't really have that much to do with your quality of life if you don't let it have that much to do with your quality of life, right? It's sort of this decision you begin to make, even with the Two of Pentacles, letting something go. You're letting go of the ideas or the barriers that keep you in this sort of self-judgment. Oh, I need to shave my legs, or that's just an example, but I need to do this thing to be accepted or to be regarded as beautiful. all of those opinions that you're considering, all of these eyes of judgment that you're considering, those opinions don't belong to you. Those perspectives don't belong to you. And I think that that's, again, where this flying is coming from, is letting go of everything that is tying you down. You get to float into magic. You get to fly into magic. You get to release the weight that has held you down, okay, and held you from meeting your most magical self. And then here again with the Ace of Cups, it's just kind of pointing out the beauty and the understanding that you gain from doing these things, from releasing those things that keep you in a fear mind state, or keep you from exploring just how magical you are, just how expansive you can possibly be, no longer fearing this light, but leaning into it and appreciating the opportunity behind discomfort, okay? When you're forced to face things that you've done in the past, or pieces of yourself that maybe you feel shame or guilt about, that is the universe pushing you down a road to self-forgiveness. And as long as you deny yourself that forgiveness, you will continue to be on that same road and run into situations and relationships that will continue to present this sort of issue or cycle, or whatever you want to call it, but you're going to continue to find these eyes will always be upon you. It's whether or not you regard them as important anymore. That's, again, what you are releasing under the full moon. So write as much of that down as you're willing. I would also suggest sitting and journaling with the idea of what you would like to release, certain opinions you have about yourself that you'd like to release, certain opinions you have about others that you'd like to release. How much time do you spend in judgment of the self or of others? Is your criticalness something that needs to be released? Is that something that's holding you back from having your cup run over? Also with the Ace of Cups, I think exhaustion is something that is being released, and something that will no longer be tying you down or barricading you from feeling your magic. Exhaustion will no longer be there, because again, when you stop holding yourself to these unnecessary standards, you're able to do things guilt-free. You're able to take care of yourself guilt-free and love yourself guilt-free, unconditionally. And that's just one of the most beautiful things that you can offer yourself, is letting go of those standards that the world has, the 3D realm has told you is so important. But really, the full moon, is telling you that it's time to repair and rebuild your perception of self, and know that all of these inclinations towards fantasy and magic and even fairies, whatever it is you're drawn to in the sci-fi world, start to understand you may have divine roots in those stories, or in those myths even, what's been deemed as myth, and maybe they just happened in realms to where, again, we can't physically see them with our eyes today, but that doesn't discount the experience of being there. So a lot of your release is going to be mental. A lot of it is going to be shifting in your mental state, mental clarity. And again, if you're interested, a lot of the planets right now are supporting this mental clarity, bringing perspectives to give you this this peace and this clarity that you have nothing else to worry about. That those things that you were so worried about regarding where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do it, what it's supposed to look like, what you're supposed to look like, disregarding the aesthetics and leaning more back into your intention is going to help you feel much more connected. Let's get into what you are manifesting under the full moon. Okay, so let's see, we have sincere relationships. Awesome. So your relationships, again, are no longer depending on physicality, or like the conversation regarding what can you bring to the table. It's more sincere and more emotionally and spiritually fulfilling. So that's one thing that you're manifesting. House and home. Come home to the residence of your soul. Resonance. Okay. So some of you are manifesting an actual house or home or living space or sanctuary. Again, some people believe that the house or the home of the soul is in the heart, so it could relate back to your relationships, finding that safe space, finding a soulmate. We also have pink bubble fairy, so a lot of safety, a lot of play. Your relationship even with yourself, when you look in the mirror, it's going to be sincere, it's going to be out of love and enchantment rather than that judgment we saw earlier, which is wonderful, an amazing thing that I'm so excited for you guys to have on the docket for you. Okay, so with the tarot cards, we have 5 of Cups, okay, we have 2 of Cups, and we have 3 of Cups. So along with what else you are manifesting, we have quite a highlight on love and relationships. We have the 2 of Cups, which is obviously a partnership, romantic love. This could still be interpreted as self-love in one way. You are indulging yourself. You are pampering yourself with not even physical things I'm hearing, but perspective that makes you feel at peace. It makes you feel this enchanted with life. You are finding, you're manifesting love with life again. And again, the exploration and the creativity that comes from this love of life, that's another thing you're manifesting. The 3 of Cups are running over with creativity, with inspiration. And again, if you're interested, check out the other reading I just did regarding the planets and what they're saying to you, because we talked about how Venus is trining Neptune right now. So creativity and inspiration is very much highlighted, as well as compassion for self and others. And I think you're going to find a lot of this compassion in playing with the self, playing because of the self, going and being childlike again intentionally in order to find that magic again, instead of judging the self and limiting the self to only serious actions. Here with the 5 of Cups, we see someone looking at the aftermath of a situation. And so again, I think you are manifesting this sort of self-forgiveness and the ability to move on from your past actions. Something that can help offer you insight or peace regarding your past actions is understanding that 1, you didn't have the resources you do now to make a better decision. 2, you were hurt, and so you acted out of hurt or protecting the self. And 3, I think that right now, you being here listening to this connection, you're obviously, listening to this message, you're obviously connected now to your spirituality. And before, it seems like you existed within a lot of doubt. The door was open, anyone was welcome to come in. You didn't really regard boundaries as a helpful thing. They were more just barriers, right? Or false entryways to a false self. But as you manifest this relationship with your authentic self, you manifest a relationship with self-respect. It's not even just about self-love, it's self-respect, and knowing that you hold boundaries within your own inner dialogue, within how others talk to you, who is allowed to enter your space, because you have learned from your mistakes. It's not so much, you wouldn't have been able to learn if you didn't make these mistakes too. Even finding gratitude in your past and being thankful that you made those decisions, and really allowing your past self to feel appreciated rather than shamed or rejected. I think that's also going to just enrich this relationship with yourself and with others. Again, I just want to highlight the pink bubble fairy, like the amount of play, whatever that means for you. If you can paint, if you can sing, if you can do anything that makes you feel fluid, and do it without judging yourself. And again, you don't even have to display your artwork afterwards, but getting yourself into the creative mode, into the mode where you are fueling your inspiration into something in front of you, and you get to see a physical representation of you applying your manifestations. I would also heavily suggest a vision board if you're into those sorts of things regarding your manifestations. And yeah, that's pretty much all I'm seeing for you, pile number 1. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if you're interested, at the end of this video, you can find the timestamps in the description box below. At the end of the video, I have a release ritual that you can follow along to, and also a manifestation ritual that you can follow along to. So with that being said, I'm so excited for you because you're discovering this level of self-love that you haven't necessarily perceived before. It's always been there. Your higher self has always been cheering you on. Your spiritual team has always been there supporting you. You're just now becoming aware of their messages and the amount of love and comfort and support that you're surrounded by. You will no longer be perceiving judgment at all in the near future if you align with your manifestations that you're calling towards your life. So very excited for you. I hope you have a wonderful full moon, and I will see you later. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. You picked the bread seed poppy, and we're going to get straight into your cards today. We're going to be picking 2 piles for you. What pile 2 should be releasing? So I see this one. And what should pile 2 be manifesting? Thank you. What should pile 2 be releasing under this full moon? Thank you. And what should pile 2 be manifesting? Thank you. What should pile 2 be releasing under this full moon? And what should they be releasing? Did I just do that backwards? That's okay. They know what I meant. Okay, I feel like we're getting 2 there. That's alright. Special messages. What should pile 2 be releasing under this full moon? Thank you. Thank you. And what should pile 2 be manifesting? Thank you. Under this full moon. Okay, pile number 2. Let's get into it. So first, what you are going to be releasing, we have sleep. Okay, so it sounds like you guys might have some sleep issues, whether it's insomnia or you sleep and then when you wake up you still feel exhausted, this sort of lethargic feeling throughout life. In general right now, you just don't really feel motivated maybe. You're releasing that feeling so that you may rediscover your connection to your life source energy, okay? We're going to keep going. We see teeth. It says take a big bite out of life, okay? So it sounds like releasing the idea that you have to deserve what you want rather than you are inherently deserving of what you want. It sounds like you might have been overworking yourself a little bit recently, and releasing that intention or maybe the motivation, whatever it is that's causing you to overwork so much right now, that's one thing that you're releasing under this moon. We have rainbow transference. Interesting. We have love grows love. Okay. I'm going to read rainbow transference out of the book just because I'm curious what they have to say. Okay, rainbow transference says, you have found the magic connection. You have found the reason that you are not a solitary being on this earth, and that it is to share your magic with others. You have found your inner power to make beauty in all forms on this plane of existence. You are the gift of being able to share it with others and also to receive this from others as well. Since the time we incarnate, it is within us, our magic, our knowledge, our rainbows. Being able to communicate or show this otherworldly treasure is not as easy as just feeling it or knowing that it is there. You have the power to fully bless others by showering your rainbow light on them, letting them feel the balance of the full spectrum of this lifetime. Each and every color has a purpose, place, and time, and each color is being connected. Okay, so yeah, you're definitely rediscovering your purpose and your drive towards life, and you're finding it in love, which is really exciting for you guys. The tarot cards that came out for release is the Magician, the Chariot, and the Nine of Cups. Okay, so pile number 2, we have an issue with doubting our worth. And we are releasing that under this full moon. So write that down if you need to. You're releasing the idea that you must do something to be worthy of the divine. That is not true. You are inherently divine, therefore you are inherently worthy of divinity. And it sort of seems like we're already getting into what you're manifesting, which is this connection with yourself and with your worth, and understanding that you are perfect, understanding that there is nothing you have to work towards. There's no more amount of exhaustion that you have to call upon yourself in order to get to feeling fulfilled and satisfied. You're releasing this overexertion, this hustle culture for yourself, because inherently, again, with the Chariot, you are being pulled forward either way. It doesn't matter if you work harder on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No matter what, no matter how much physical labor you bring into your life, you are still moving forward. You are still evolving. You are still going forward in your cycles and your karmic understanding. One thing that you're releasing right now is illusion, and one of the illusions that's really tripped you up lately is the illusion of the 3D realm, okay? Believing only what you can see. And I think that's maybe why you have doubted your abilities or your magic in the past, is that you can't necessarily see it, therefore you can't exactly prove it in a scientific sense. And that's an unfortunate way to go about living life, because there's a lot of things that we can't see, like love, that we know is there inherently. We feel it, so we know it must be there, right? You're also releasing the limiting beliefs, the whatever it is that you believe about yourself that makes you doubt your magic, or doubt your abilities to use magic even, and be a user and a wielder of magic. So again, maybe in the manifestation area, we'll get into that, you might be manifesting the power and the trust and support of using your magic, and that's extremely exciting for you guys. But I think that really the main releasement for you guys, or the main release, is going to be this overworking of the self, this overproductivity, and getting back down to the core of what you have to offer. Yes, you are a hard worker. Yes, you do use your time effectively and efficiently. No one is saying that you've been doing anything wrong or anything in a negative manner necessarily, but it is now you're entering your era of rest, guilt-free rest, and shame-free rest, and understanding that you deserve everything you've been offering the world. It seems even you might be a caretaker or a parent or a the mom of the friend group, someone who takes care of everyone else, and you're kind of releasing that identity to come back into deserving to be taken care of by the universe or by a physical person in your life. Either way, you are being taken care of, and you are able to trust that you are being taken care of. Again, if you are a parent, or if you are in a relationship that you obviously can't leave, it's not so much that you are abandoning your relationships or abandoning your responsibilities. It's that you are entering them with a new perspective, which is love instead of obligation. It's no longer exhausting, because again, you're putting all of your energy into creativity and into inspiration, rather than I need to do this to be the best. Or even, I'm hearing, if you're a mom or a dad or a parent of any kind, and you think that you must do it perfectly in order to benefit your kids the most. Having this self-forgiveness, having this self-love is going to be the most beneficial for your children, because that's what, modeling to them self-forgiveness and guilt-free rest is going to set them up for the happiest of life, So doing the same for you now, doing what you want your children to be able to do for themselves. And if you're not a parent, still modeling even maybe to your inner child that it's okay to rest. It's okay to do nothing with your time, to even sit in a river, and I hear just gradually go down the river and feel the magic, that would go behind you being just, you know, it's like letting go and letting things happen at their own natural pace. So I think that one of the releases that you're going through is physical release, opening your hand and letting what comes come and letting what goes go, and being open to following the pace of life rather than rushing. Okay, we're releasing the rush of life. So let's get into what you are manifesting. Alrighty. So we see nurture. Yes, exactly. You're manifesting the ability to nurture yourself. Guilt-free. This says X, reunite with a lost aspect of your soul. Okay, so maybe a specific person you're manifesting, they come back into your life, or it's just aspects of yourself that you might have lost to a specific person in your life. We see the heart eater and laughing and crying. Okay, so a lot of emotional connection with your life. You are regaining the ability to experience things as they come rather than being disconnected or dissociative in different experiences in your life. You're manifesting the ability to nurture yourself, offer yourself sanctuary and peace and depth. You have time to sit and to rest and to watch the water flow by, like we were saying earlier, the calmness of water. You're reuniting. I think there's a highlight on your inner child and modeling to them that you love them. You choose them now rather than the person that the people who harmed your inner child told you to be. Okay, specific message. The heart eater. I think I want to read that one too. Where did I put my book? Okay, number 13. It's a good number. It says, yikes, I know we can't be too excited about running into this character, but it's possible that this heart eater is misunderstood. She is not here to eat your heart. She eats her own. In a fit, she knows not what she does. She gets in such a state of uncomfortable feelings and confusion that she destroys her own heart. Let's take a moment to learn a lesson from her. She was so overwhelmed by her feelings of anxiety, discomfort, loneliness, and undirected energy that she turned her rage on herself. Let us all be nice to ourselves and our hearts when we are feeling like our emotions are caving in on us. Our hearts are powerful and can send their healing energy through our whole body, including our mind. Talk to your heart today, out loud or not, and say 3 nice things about it. So one of the things you're manifesting is a connection to your heart, a connection to your love again. But also, I want to reiterate, some of the things you are releasing are feelings of anxiety, discomfort, loneliness, and undirected energy, therefore rage as well. So that's really wonderful because, again, it's like you are manifesting the perspective to feel your emotions, to be present with them, to allow them to serve a lesson and serve their purpose rather than harbor these aching and yucky feelings within you and corrupt your existence. You are able to nurture yourself out of your sadness rather than resent yourself for feeling it in the first place. With the tarot cards, again, we have 9 of Swords, we have 8 of Swords, and we have the Star. Okay, so as far as manifesting goes, with the 9 of Swords, it's pointing out that you have had quite a bit of reason to not trust your surroundings, to not feel safe enough to calm down and to nurture yourself and to rest guilt-free, right? You've had quite a bit of experiences that have almost proven to you why you need to be so hardworking, why you need to be so secure so that you never feel this way again. So you are releasing the imprint that this experience, the 9 of Swords, has left on your life. You are releasing the hypervigilance. You're releasing the traumatic leftovers that are still affecting your connection to your heart and to your life today. You're manifesting, again, this sort of calmness, this serene ability to sit with the truth of your experience and to see it for what it is rather than continue to only see it in a anxiety-inducing way. You're able to see it from a bird's eye view. You're able to zoom out. That's one of the offerings of the Sagittarius moon, is that you're able to kind of zoom out and see from above what the whole point is. You were put through these situations because it offers you the ability to reconnect with your body and rediscover what it is like to feel your emotions inside and to feel them completely, and to unlock your emotion centers and your chakras, even if you're interested. We also have the star over here, once again showing that full moon and understanding the beauty that comes from rediscovering yourself and nurturing yourself, giving your time giving yourself time to exist, and knowing that whatever you desire in life, it pours from you. You have the ability to be creative. You have the ability to create. You have the ability to connect with these divine parts of life, with animals, with the water itself, with plants. You have the ability to slow down and to experience each moment of your life rather than rushing through for the sake of protecting yourself or proving yourself even. That's another thing you can release, is the need to prove yourself. When you act out of love completely, it's not that there's no point to what you do, but there's no point in proving yourself anymore. You know exactly what you're made of, and anyone's opinion on it or anyone's sword that is thrown, it either goes right through you or it goes right past you, because you can no longer be affected by this outside world and all the demands that it makes towards you. So you're manifesting this relationship with yourself that nourishes yourself over and over and over again. You constantly fill your cup because you constantly hold yourself to this standard or to this level of love that no matter what you do, no matter how you feel, you still are of love. You still are of healing. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm seeing for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if you're interested, you can apply what you've heard to your own rituals. If you don't have a ritual, I have a releasing ritual and a manifesting ritual at the end of this video, so you can find the timestamps in the description box below. I also have a reading that just came out that was a message from the planets that are currently affecting us, as well as a guided meditation that regards this full moon and the strawberry moon. So thank you again for being here. I wish you so much peace and love and patience, okay? Manifesting that patience, that knowing that this peace is coming to you as long as you are open to accepting it, letting go of the things that keep you from feeling peaceful. You can do it. I love you so much. I will see you later. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. You picked the Calendula Pot Marigold. And we're going to get straight into what you are releasing under this full moon and what you are manifesting. So, what does pile 3 need to release under this full moon? Okay. I'm going to flip that over. And what is pile moon manifesting? I just said pile moon. Pile 3 manifesting under this full moon. Seeing this one, and I'm going to put these ones back. Thank you. What is pile 3 releasing under this full moon? Thank you. What is pile 3 manifesting under this full moon? Thank you. What is pile 3 releasing? Okay. What is pile 3 releasing? What is pile 3 manifesting under this full moon? There we go. That's too many. We'll do one more. What is pile 3 manifesting? Thank you. Alright, and just some tarot cards to supplement the messages. What is pile 3 releasing? Okay, what is pile 3 manifesting? Thank you. Okay, so let's get into what you are releasing first. We have release, okay? So quite a bit of strong emotions are being released under this full moon. You might find yourself crying and or cathartic yelling or screaming. I don't know, I'm hearing that for someone specific. We have mountain or hill that says reach your goals, okay? So you're releasing the mountain or the hill that's been standing in your way of feeling like you are manifesting your goals. And we have healing through rest. Okay, so we are releasing the inability to rest, whether that's insomnia or nightmares or just general exhaustion and lethargy after you wake up in the morning. Healing through rest, you're releasing the inability to rest, especially inability to rest guilt-free. You might have been drawn to pile number 2 as well. And then your tarot cards have the 4 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the 3 of Wands. Okay, so some of the things that you are releasing under this full moon include being locked in your head. Okay, so contemplation, but the kind of contemplation that is coming from judgment or comparison, and it keeps you like looking down rather than looking up and seeing the life that surrounds you. Okay, the disconnection from life is something that you're releasing. Also, one thing that you're releasing is pride or ego. This could result in a shift in your relationship with yourself, but letting go of what you pride yourself on, I guess I'm hearing, because it's going to be grounding you in what's left after you let go of like the labels that you pride yourself on, or the accomplishments. You know, when you put those aside, who is left, and can you still appreciate yourself outside of the things you've done to prove yourself to the world? Releasing sort of these attachments, even, we're hearing. And then the 3 of Wands over here is kind of telling me that you're releasing stagnant energy, and I think that's again what this sort of thunderstorm is representing, is the static or the stagnant energy of just sitting energy, just sitting and not exactly moving. It's like having a bunch of boxes piled up in your brain. You are clearing out the clutter. You're clearing out what's been keeping dust and cobwebs in your vicinity so that you can have more room for fluidity. Under the full moon, you will be releasing your attachments to the ideas and beliefs that keep you from feeling connected, or make you feel sort of out of control. Maybe you have spells of like panic attacks or anger issues, these sort of emotions that feel like outbursts rather than healthy communications of the way you're feeling. And it seems like those outbursts come from a lack of rest. So I think that finding rest is going to be important with the full moon, but also finding rest that is guilt-free. Again, that's been mentioned in every single pile today. Understanding that you no longer have to judge yourself. You no longer have to hold yourself to unnecessary standards, or make a mountain out of a molehill, or, you know, it's kind of like overwhelming the self by perceiving things to be larger or more important than they truly are. So you're connecting to the truth. You're able to close your eyes and trust yourself again, rather than stare so intently at what you believe to be true. So I think that's really powerful as far as release goes, because when you release these sort of things, you open yourself to understanding new truths. You're manifesting open-mindedness, which is really exciting for a new initiate in like spirituality, basically, because it's like a blank notebook. You get to discover so much. You have so much to learn, that you're just open to it. You're flowing. You're ready to go forward, rather than say, you know, oh, I've conquered everything. I'm perfect the way I am. It's like you're kind of finding some humility and letting go of the idea of your structured self in order to bring in some more creative expression and more fluidity in your existence, in your presence. So I'm going to get into what you are manifesting currently. So let's see. So pile number 3, you are manifesting. It says seek seclusion. Okay, so previously your ego over here, the 2 of Wands, may have been supported by your social group, your social setting, and so you might be manifesting a bit of seclusion to explore your own ideas. It seems like you might have been having a little bit of a awkward interaction with your social settings lately, and you're kind of wanting to validate your own experiences or explore new things on your own rather than continue to go with the herd, or so you also have naked, dare to bear all. So you're manifesting vulnerability, you're manifesting the ability to no longer hide behind, again, that mask or that version of you that you felt comfortable presenting. You're presenting now, you're manifesting the ability to present your authentic self, your raw self, rather than your perfected or scripted mask. So another thing you could again write down for release is your mask or your script. You also have protect your heart in here with what you're manifesting, which is really wonderful as far as manifestation goes, because not only are you connecting to your heart, to your soul, to your divine self, what powers your life and what you feel most connected to, whereas like the ego is your mind or your brain rather than the heart, right? So not only that, but you're manifesting protection of your heart. So you're manifesting the ability to set boundaries. As you dare to bear all, you manifest the ability to protect yourself as you do so. You manifest the ability to know when someone in your friend group is no longer serving you. So you're able to end the relationship with pride almost, because you know that you're serving yourself. That's where the ego, it's not even coming from the ego, but instead of doing it out of being petty or jealous or resentful, you're doing it out of self-respect, and that's kind of the shift that's coming into your perspective. Your tarot cards are the Hermit, the Empress, and the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so you're manifesting quite a bit of peace and clarity, right? We see seek seclusion along with the Hermit. So a lot of independence, a lot of time with the self, a lot of even feeling comfortable spending time with the self, so that you may hear things. We see this green figure like playing a flower trumpet. You're able to hear things in a new light, in a new truth, rather than hear the voices of others now. They're kind of drowned out with the truth of your existence. You get to rediscover why you're here, what makes you feel fulfilled. You have the full moon again, represented almost twice there. So quite an emphasis on the moon bringing you clarity, mental clarity, as far as what is the truth to you and what have you just gone along believing or agreeing with so far, and what can you let go of that doesn't belong to you. We have the Earth over here in the grass with the Empress, and from the Hermit, we find the authentic self again. You decorate yourself in this new way. It's almost like a reinvention of the self, and in a way that you feel empowered and liberated, rather than over here where before you might have felt good. You might have, specifically I'm hearing you might have bought a Gucci belt because you thought that that would represent the wealth that you wish to represent, but now you have homemade jewelry because that represents your soul or your creative self or your inner child. You're like making new decisions based on yourself rather than proving yourself to others. It's like an internal validation rather than external validation. You can write that down. You're releasing external validation and manifesting internal validation. And again, from all of this, you're finding abundance in so many different ways. You have abundance of of time, of healing, of self, of discovery, of empathy, of love. You have an abundance that's already connected to you. It's just that shift in perspective that really brings it to the surface for you. And you're made aware of the quality of your life and what you might have been missing out on before because you valued one currency rather than you know, the abundance that just comes forth in flowers or in seeds or etc., etc. You can find abundance nearly anywhere, but you no longer feel like you lack without these physical world, you know, these 3D realm values, basically, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But anyways, that's basically what I'm seeing for you, pile number 3. You have a lot of connection with the self to be manifesting and looking forward to, rediscovery of the self, reinvention of the self even, and it's quite exciting to see yourself open up and blossom outside of the mask that you've created out of protection or necessity or, you know, for whatever reason that it was created. It's now no longer serving you, so you're able to release it and you're able to bring in this new connection to yourself, to abundance, and to your heart. So that's all I'm seeing for you, pile number 3. Again, at the end of this video, I have a releasing ritual as well as a manifesting ritual. So if you don't have a ritual for either already for the full moon, then go ahead and check it out and follow along. Let me know how you like it down in the comments below, and have a wonderful full moon. See you later. Hello and welcome to the release ritual part of this video. So basically, to get started, the list of materials that you're going to need is a paper or a notebook that you don't mind ripping papers out of. You will need a fireproof bowl, a lighter or matches, and a pen. And what you're going to want to do is write down a list of the things you are trying to release under this full moon, okay? You can be as specific as you would like to, but writing this list helps you, again, put it all together in one area. You see all of the things that you are trying to remove from your life. So this is relationships, this is habits, this is mental processes, this is you know, relationships with even your emotions or with yourself, different ideas, perspectives that are no longer serving you. And then at the end of the list, I always like to also add in something that markates the idea, also the things that I am not aware of that are not serving me. So literally just saying things, I release the things that I am unaware of that are not serving me, and that will, again, add a little bit of extra help regarding, you want to release the things that are no longer serving you, but sometimes we have such a strong relationship with them that it's hard to see them for what they are, and so therefore it's hard to release or be specific about releasing them. Now you want to add to your list and write down why you are releasing these things, okay? So not only is it kind of like what you're replacing them with, but for example, I would say I'm releasing my fear of rejection so I can live authentically, or I'm releasing my hypervigilance so that I can experience calm and trust. So you're kind of, again, helping yourself understand why it is that you want to release these things. It's not that you want to fix yourself or there's something wrong with you. It's that you're opening yourself up for new opportunities and new connections and new perspectives in your life, new healing even. So again, being clear about that with yourself and in your list. The universe inherently knows why you want to release the things that no longer serve you, but helping your brain kind of wrap around the idea. So after you've done both of those things, you've listed what you are releasing and why, then you would get out your fireproof bowl, you would set the paper in the bowl, and you would light it on fire, okay? You watch the fire eat the paper and light it as many times. Sometimes it goes out. But basically, as the fire eats away the energetic connections you have to these things, you feel the things that no longer serve you like melting away from you. You kind of feel the release of the burdens. You sit there and feel relieved as you watch the fire eat away the things that no longer serve you. It takes away the connection. It makes it easier for you to move on forward. This is an actual release. You are experiencing release by doing this process. So let it have a physical or even emotional effect on yourself. Don't, it's not separate from you. This is your soul communicating with the universe. So let it be that deep for you. And then, of course, when the ash has cooled all the way down, you're going to want to find a place in nature to return the ash to the earth. That can be in water or in dirt. You can just throw it in your backyard. You can put it in a flower pot. You can put it in some water and pour it outside. But what this is basically doing is returning the energy that once held you back or caused negativity within you. You're returning it back to the universe, to Earth, and the Earth will, of course, transform it and redesign it into supportive and lucky energy for you. So that's the idea behind returning it. You're releasing and returning what is no longer serving you. Your hands are open. You no longer grip and gripe with the things that you assign so much value to, and you are open to receive. Your hands are literally open. So yeah, that's basically the release ritual. What I also like to do throughout the month, you can start a new list now or tomorrow and start to list the things that as you go throughout your week or your month, you find things that you also would like to release. So you can do this ritual every full moon, or you can do it weekly if you feel more called to do it more often. But starting the list and keeping the list in a journal or somewhere where you can access it, or maybe it's a notes in your phone. But again, say you're going to the store and you find yourself judging someone at the store. You want to write down that behavior because you no longer want to experience that. It's sort of just having it always on your mind and being constantly aware of what you're working towards energetically and emotionally. So yes, with that being said, good luck. I hope you have wonderful success with this ritual. We're going to be getting into the manifesting ritual next. Hello and welcome to the manifesting ritual. So again, the materials you're going to need is a notebook that you don't mind ripping paper out of. You need a fireproof bowl, a lighter or matches, and of course a pen. And the first thing we're going to be doing is sitting down with a notebook and the pen and writing out what it is you would like to manifest. Again, you can be as specific as you'd like to be. I always feel like more details is better. So you want your dream house. How does it feel like it will look like? Being so specific. I want to experience calmness. I want to experience calmness in my body. I want to experience calmness in my mind when I'm at the store. Having that specificity also helps you be aware of it when you go throughout your life, in the next month, and understand how you can align closer to your manifestations, or watch out for those specific messages. If you say, I want to connect with the universe through birds, there they are, just having different specificities, it makes it easier for you to pick up on your manifestations coming true. And again, being general means that it can come into you in any way if you are ready to receive in more general ways too. So do what serves you. After you write your list of manifestations, you want to sit down and visualize how it feels for all of these things to be already true for you. So if you're manifesting a dream house, how does it feel when you wake up every morning in that dream house? If you're manifesting a career, how do you feel on your way into work or on your way to do your work or your purpose? Creating an emotional connection with these manifestations, this also helps you clear up your intentions on why you are manifesting these things and what they will be serving or giving to you. So again, spend about 5 minutes or longer if you have a longer list of manifestations, but really engage your heart and your mind in conceptualizing these things to be true already. You are already embodying the emotions that are tied with being fulfilled. After the visualization, you're going to want to claim your manifestations as your own. So at the bottom or anywhere on the paper, you can sign across the entire list. You're going to want to sign your name, and this kind of binds your manifestations to your future, and it just kind of, again, like ties you into it more specifically. So you're committing to your manifestations and being open to them and aligning with a life that is ready to receive them. So sign your name, and then we get into burning the list. So get your fireproof bowl out, light the paper on fire. You can light it as many times as you need to, and watch it burn all the way down to ash. As it's burning, again, imagine these messages and these wishes being granted and even heard by the universe, and expecting them to come true for you in the near future. And also imagine yourself finding the internal support necessary for these manifestations to come in. Again, if you're manifesting peace and equanimity in your mindset, in your internal dialogue, tomorrow, you know, when you're faced with triggers or certain situations that make it hard for you to be calm or peaceful, tomorrow, again, kind of rely on it already being true, so you're able to reach into that which you would like to experience and starting to practice with it. There's a lot about manifesting that has to do with your own willing ability to just start claiming it as yours, rather than waiting for it to like appear in a neatly wrapped gift box on your front door. So claiming it as yours, acting as if it is already true. You are calm, you have the capabilities to be calm, you have the capabilities and the support and the financial freedom to get the things or the relationships that you want, etc., whatever it means for you. And again, when the paper has burned all the way down to the ash, you want to return the ash to the earth. So if you find a place of dirt or water to put the ashes in, you can put it in a flower pot, you can put it in water and pour it outside. Basically what you're doing here is, again, returning the energy to the earth, so that the earth and the universe can transform the energy into supportive and lucky energy that will be granting you these fortunes. This is, again, committing to these things coming true for you, trusting you are worthy and trusting that it is on its way to you. There's no doubt left. You are taking actions that make these things true for you. Again, keep in mind that manifesting has less to do with physical action and more to do with mental intention. So if you deem yourself unworthy, the universe will hear you and agree, or not even agree, but will keep things from you that will make you feel like you have to doubt yourself. It's all about aligning with what you are manifesting. Does your internal dialogue reflect what you desire? If you desire to have, you know, abundance in different mediums, do you speak to yourself abundantly? Do you speak to yourself as if you deserve abundance in all of these ways and you are worth all of this abundance? Or do you speak in ways that make you feel less worthy? Again, being intentional about these things throughout the month, throughout your weeks, is going to help you stay on track with your manifestations and your intentions, and will get you closer to relating to, being open to, and receiving your manifestations in any form that they come, rather than finding the one specific thing and being like, no, that's not right, it's not that. So yeah, be open, go forward with luck and prosperity. I believe in you. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if you guys have a chance, check out the guided meditation I have on my channel regarding the full strawberry moon. It's going to take you through a similar process that we just talked about regarding release and manifestation, but it is a guided visualization. So if you don't have the materials, even, you can do the meditation and it's just as effective. But yeah, keep yourself at the forefront, do what you need to get your peace, get your love and your fulfillment out of life. I love you all so much, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Happy full moon.